Welcome to CS61B, the game, presented by Vinay Maruri.
And Terry Drinkwater.
Our game is a 2D tile-based simulation where the objective of the user is to gain as high a score as possible while not getting eaten by our dastardly enemies.
We're going to get a score while not getting eaten by exploring a 2D dungeon world and collecting treasure and running away from the monsters that pursue us. So without further ado, let's get into the game.
And we will do that by pressing the N key. And we will enter a seed. Now, I'm feeling very fun today, so let's enter in a nice palindrome. 10010001.
This palindrome is going to control all of the randomness that happens in the game, including stuff like how the map is generated and how the monsters move and where things spawn. So let's go ahead and enter the game from this seed.
And here's our world. Nice, beautiful. And so let's go through it, all of our features. So in the top left corner, we have part of the heads-up display. We have here the level number, the score, which the objective of the game is to get as high a score as possible, any items that we have in inventory, which is currently empty, the keys to move around in the game, and also various commands you can do. And as well as like the tile description of whatever your cursor happens to be hovering over right now. In this case, now we're in a nothing tile. Ooh, look at this! We're hovering over a wall tile, now a floor tile, and etc. etc. Terry, why don't you explain the treasure?
The treasure is the stuff that we're going to be collecting as we move through the levels. We get 5 points per treasure times the level number. So like on level 1 we'll only get 5 points, but on level 5 we'll get 25 points for a given treasure. So we're going to use this tile description stuff to help us look at all the rest of the game objects. So the teleport stone, for example, is something that the player is going to collect and put in their inventory to be used at a later date. Meanwhile, there is the enemy, which is the thing that's going to be chasing us around. It's going to move randomly generally, unless it's pretty close to us, and then it's going to start chasing us. Oh, and that's us, by the way.
And this is the player.
The little @ sign. We're going to control that, and we're going to be ultimately trying to get to the exit, which is this gold square over here. And that's going to take us to the next level. We also get a nice little level bonus for getting out of this level and into the next level, but it's generally better to try to collect all the treasure first, of course, because that's how we maximize our score on the easy levels. So we're going to start moving through the game a little bit, and we can see that each time we move, the monster moves, and the monster's movement is random because it's not close to us and doesn't have a reason to chase us. And so here we are, mostly doing pretty well, and we're going to go ahead and get to level 2. Now level 2, we see another monster. The number of monsters is equivalent to the number of levels, and the monsters are pretty close to us now, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but we can probably get out of it. So we're going to try not to die and pick up this treasure. It's a little bit difficult. We've gotten to the point where we might die.
Aww.
Okay, so we've died. Very sad. We're on level 2. Our score was 30. We can probably do better, so we're going to retry. That's going to just start us over in the exact same place where we were originally. Now, one thing to note is that we're not going to get the exact same level 2 as we did originally, and the reason for that is that each time we use the random object, it changes the seed, and so each time the seed changes, the output is going to change. And so unless we did the exact same number of moves that we did before, the number of times we called the random object would change, because each time we move, of course, a new random object is output to represent the monster's movement. So if we go to a new level this time, the level is going to look a little bit different because it was generated using a different seed. So level 1 will always look the same if we retry the game, but subsequent levels are going to look a little different. And this time we entered a level that was a little easier to clear. And we brought a teleport stone with us, and you'll notice that if we bring a teleport stone with us to the new level, I think we picked it up on level 1, or perhaps on level 2, I forget. But either way, if we have the teleport stone, it's not going to generate a new one. So we're getting pursued by these monsters. They're very considerate about not running each other over. We've entered the place where the exit is, and we can't actually get to this treasure, which is kind of sad. We could hit the teleport stone and sort of hope that we end up on the other side, but it's very unlikely, so we're probably just going to ignore that. And now we can't get back out, so we'll just go through to the next level. Welcome to level 4. We've gotten to a fairly high score, 165 so far, which is pretty nice. We're getting chased around by these monsters. They're actually going to put us in a tough spot pretty shortly. So in order to get out of this, we'll probably have to teleport.
And we will use the E key to do that. And let's see where I end up. Okay, that helped a little bit.
Okay, so it's going to be a challenge getting to the exit still, but at least we won't have to deal with immediately getting destroyed by these monsters. So one of the nice things we can do is try to lure the monsters into a specific area and then hopefully double back around and not get eaten that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have worked. Now we're surrounded on all sides, and we're probably going to die. In fact, this is literally inescapable. So that's probably the end of our game.
It is.
Very sad. Game over. 185 is quite a high score, actually. So those are actually all of the mechanics of the game.
Let's try and create a new game.
We can create a new game. Let's go ahead and do a new game. With a new seed.
No, I'm thinking, no, what is a fun number to put in as a seed? Ah, yes, we'll put in Berkeley's zip code, 94704. And the letter S. And
hopefully this will help me remember Berkeley's zip code, as every time I have to ship something to myself, I always have to look it up.
And as you can see, we have a completely new map. I am playing around, and oh no, I'm getting chased by an enemy on level 1. I'm such a horrible player.
Well, you got away.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Welcome back to level 2. Looks like we've got plenty of space to move around.
Yeah, I'm not a very risky player, so I'm just gonna go for the level clearance.
All of the treasure this time is on the bottom right, but the exit's on the top left. So once we collect the treasure, we're probably going to have trouble getting away from these monsters.
Unless I use the teleport stone. That feature is so OP. I'm glad we built it.
Well, I think it would be a bit difficult to get past level 3. It's interesting to see that poor monster stuck behind the exit door. Monsters can't actually walk over exit doors. That was a feature that I built in to make it a little easier to stay away from the monsters.
Oh, I died.
Okay, so we almost got the same score as last time.
Yeah.
So that's our game. It's actually fairly fun to play, appearances notwithstanding.
Yeah.
So
hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Good night.